Sewing is a lifelong sport, which is why it's never too late to learn. And it's a hobby, sport, profession, lifestyle that will be with you as long as you can move your hands. Sewing has traveled with women through the ages. Not just women, men too. I'm seeing more men in the field, which is awesome because, like, it's not just for women, but it's been a sanctuary for women since the beginning of time, since hunting and gathering ages. And my focus is on empowering women to continue the cycle of playing sewing as a sport. I'm all about inclusiveness across the board. I took in college a PE class, physical education, that knocked out all of my credits necessary, and it was something called gyrokinesis, which is like a movement dance-based yoga, and I love gyrokinesis. I need to do it more now, but the point is that gyrokinesis is also an exercise that can move with you through your ages. It's something that everybody has access to doing, just like sewing. Even though it's awesome to start learning at a young age, as soon as you're responsible enough to hold the needle, because it's something that goes with you, like your favorite jacket. Sewing can travel with you. I learned how to sew at a very young age, actually. When I was in daisies, Girl Scout daisies, we started learning how to do stitching, and my grandma, who I take after, she's the one who I know is providing me with the support to continue establishing a sewing practice as my livelihood. She would give us cross stitches, and I remember doing lots of cross stitch when I was a kid, just learning how to move the needle with my hands, to be responsible with the needle. It teaches you responsibility in lots of ways. You got to make sure you keep an eye on that needle because it's sharp. You don't want to lose it, and you got to make sure your scissors are in their little case. You got to make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. That teaches kids a lot about how they can be responsible for themselves and their creations. When I was at Hobby Lobby yesterday, the gentleman who was in the sewing station, named Bob, yes, he was a Bob, was super helpful. I asked him where a couple things were initially, and he let me know that it was going to get pretty busy because there was a whole class of students coming in, and the teacher was already there. Well, the teacher was a woman who I saw in the parking lot with what looked like to be her mother and her daughter. There were 3 generations of women coming into Hobby Lobby, and I was wondering if they were going to be going to the sewing section. And sure enough, when I walk in there after I got through the maze, because I'd never been there before, I saw those 3 women in the Hobby Lobby sewing section. Grandma was looking at stuff, and Mama and the daughter were looking at different fabrics and talking to Bob and planning. And the mom was the teacher. So I just thought it was awesome to see all 3 generations of women walking in there to create and to sew. A lot of you have told me you wish that you knew how to sew, and I'm here to tell you that it's possible. I'm here to help you learn, and I'm also learning and growing through the aspect of teaching now. It's kind of like when the grasshopper turns into the, what is that Karate Kid analogy? Or when the caterpillar turns into the butterfly type vibes. So I'm learning right there with you and teaching you. Sewing is a gift to yourself and to everyone else around you, really. I mean, think about how many people would leverage a blanket that you sewed them, or bag. How many things, if you made a bag, how many things that person would be able to carry because you made them that bag. It's such a gift in so many ways, and I have a mission to help sewing become more accessible for the common person. For people that can't go out and just spend an arm and a leg on brand new equipment, I have learned how to make it work with what I have and truly believe we have everything that we need to do everything that we want. There's a Lao Tzu quotation that I actually keep on my fridge now because when I moved to a new city, this now was about 10 years ago. I moved to a new city and I went into an occult store downtown. I was walking around, looking around, got a seemingly random quotation in my bag that just recently resonated with me so intensely as I'm allowing the universe to catch me in living my dreams, being a creator and sharing my creations. This is the quotation. This was just a piece of paper that they put in my bag, but I turned it into a magnet because it's a reminder that I think is very powerful, and this is part of my essence when it comes to helping you learn how to sew. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. There's a lot that you can do with a little in sewing, and my intention is to help you figure that out, what's right for you, how you can make it work, because there's not a one size fits all, as we know, with garments. It's the same with sewing, and we'll get you fitted for your sport. Everybody needs a different fit. Thank you for listening. If you've gotten this far, I appreciate you, and I'm excited for what's to come in the now, because now is all we have, right?